Earth had always been quiet. In the grand galaxy, it was little more than a footnote, a blue dot orbiting an unremarkable star in an ordinary arm of the Milky Way. Most civilizations didn't bother to visit. Those that did often left quickly, dismissing humans as primitive and predictable. Earth's technology was behind, its politics messy, and its species, well, fragile. Yet for all its weaknesses, there was something about humans that no alien could fully understand, something raw and untamed hidden under the surface of their seeming simplicity. In orbit above the planet, the Aurelius, a small mining freighter, drifted lazily near the asteroid belt. Its captain, a young human named Lena Marlowe, squinted at the readings on her console. "These readings can't be right," she muttered. Her co-pilot, Jax, leaned over. "What do you mean?" "There's a signal coming from that asteroid cluster," Lena said. It's artificial. Someone or something built it." Jax raised an eyebrow. "Artificial? Here? Out in the middle of nowhere?" Lena tapped the screen. The signal pulsed in a strange, irregular pattern. "I've never seen anything like this," she said. "It's not human technology. It's not alien technology we've cataloged either." They stared at the blinking signal, unaware that far across the galaxy, advanced civilizations monitored human broadcasts and dismissed them with a quiet laugh. "Humans," one alien counselor had said. "Too simple to understand, too weak to matter." But the humans on the Aurelius didn't care about galactic opinions. They were curious, stubborn, and daring, 3 qualities that would soon change everything. "Should we check it out?" Jax asked. Lena nodded. "We have to. If it's real, it could be valuable or dangerous. Either way, we need to know." They maneuvered the ship closer to the asteroid cluster. The signal grew stronger, humming through the hull like a heartbeat. Then, almost instinctively, Lena reached out to touch the controls and the console flickered. Lights danced across the screens in patterns no human had ever programmed. Jack stepped back. Lena? What's happening?" I don't know," she admitted. "It's responding to me, like it's alive." The artifact, a small, smooth cube, hovered in the void. Its surface shimmered with colors that seemed impossible to see all at once. When Lena reached out and touched it, a burst of energy shot through the ship, making both humans stumble. And then, just as quickly, it was over. The readings had changed. The cube's patterns now formed coherent sequences, almost like language. Lena's mind raced. This could be a form of communication. Or a key. Maybe it's a map. Jack shook his head, half in disbelief, half in awe. Humans have stumbled across something that every advanced race in the galaxy would kill to have. And here we are, just a couple of miners. They didn't know it yet, but the artifact had activated a process the galaxy had never seen before. Humans, the species everyone thought of as weak, had just taken the first step toward proving their worth. Meanwhile, in the galactic capital of Virelia Prime, alien counselors debated in sleek floating chambers. They had long ignored Earth, but reports had started arriving. Fragments of strange transmissions, hints of unusual human behavior. "Humans are meddling again," one counselor said, her voice sharp and metallic. "They've found something in the asteroid belt. Preliminary scans suggest it could be advanced technology, but humans will never be able to use it," another counselor sneered. "They might survive for a short time, but they are insignificant. Let them tinker. The galaxy doesn't need to waste attention on Earth." Yet even as they spoke, a seed of doubt began to grow. Humans had survived conflicts that should have destroyed them. They had overcome disasters that other civilizations would have considered fatal. And now somehow they had stumbled upon something beyond their understanding, but somehow also capable of understanding them in return. Back on Earth, Lena and Jack spent days studying the cube. Each attempt to interact with it revealed more about human ingenuity than they expected. They fashioned crude tools, improvised power sources, and even deciphered a small part of its interface. "I can't believe this," Jack said one evening. "Every step we take, we learn something new. And yet, it feels like we're barely scratching the surface." Lena nodded. "That's humans for you. We take what we have, no matter how little, and make something out of it. We improvise, we fight, we survive." And that survival instinct was about to be tested in ways no human could imagine. Unbeknownst to them, the counselors had decided to send a reconnaissance fleet to Earth, not to attack yet, but to assess the threat. Advanced ships, sleek and deadly, moved silently across the void toward the blue planet. Their crews had studied humans, but only from a distance. They believed they understood the species. They did not. The humans, meanwhile, continued their experiments with the cube. One evening, Lena noticed something remarkable. The cube responded to human emotion. When she felt hope, it brightened. When Jax panicked, it dimmed. It was as if the artifact recognized something in humans that no one else had. Their spirit, do you see this? Lena whispered. It's alive in a way that understands us. It reacts to what we feel, not just what we do. Jax frowned. But why humans? Why us? Lena shook her head. I don't know, maybe humans have something the galaxy hasn't counted on. Something they can't measure or predict. Days turned into weeks. The cube revealed more secrets. Humans reverse-engineered part of its power system, creating a prototype energy source that could outperform anything Earth had before. They designed tools and small spacecraft enhancements that even alien observers would later admit were ingenious. Though at the time, no one else knew humans were watching. When the first alien scouts reached Earth's orbit, they found a planet bustling with life and curiosity, but no sign of military aggression. Yet the humans had grown stronger, faster, smarter than anyone had anticipated. Their adaptations were unpredictable. They didn't follow the rules other civilizations expected. The scouts observed a human freighter navigating through an asteroid field with techniques no alien pilot would have dared to attempt. They saw humans working together, improvising, thinking in ways the scouts couldn't calculate. Humans are different, one scout murmured, confusion clear in its tone. They are weak in some ways, but their minds are unpredictable, dangerous. Earth, the forgotten world, had begun to awaken. A species dismissed as inconsequential had found its first true advantage, not through raw power, but through ingenuity, courage, and sheer determination. Lena looked up at the stars one night, unaware that her actions would ripple across the galaxy. We're nothing special, she said softly to Jax. Just a couple of humans trying to figure things out. Jax smiled, his eyes reflecting the stars. Maybe that's exactly why we're special. The cube pulsed between them, bright and steady. It was a beacon, a challenge, and perhaps a promise. The galaxy had ignored Earth for too long, but that would soon change. For the first time, humans on Earth glimpsed the truth. They were underestimated, yes, but underestimation could be a weapon. They had strengths the galaxy could not predict, and they were only just beginning to show them. And in the silent reaches of space, watching from afar, the first doubts began to creep into alien minds. Perhaps the humans were not so weak after all. Perhaps they were dangerous. The galaxy had begun to notice Earth, not as a threat yet, at least not openly, but as an oddity. A small blue planet home to fragile, seemingly insignificant humans, was showing signs of potential the galaxy's advanced civilizations had never expected. High above Earth, the reconnaissance fleet arrived silently. Sleek ships glinted in the light of the sun, faster and more advanced than any human vessel. Alien sensors scanned the planet's surface, measuring population, technology, and military potential. Their reports were precise, their methods flawless, or so they thought. On the surface, humanity was unaware of how close danger had come. Life continued normally in cities, towns, and remote settlements. Lena and Jax were still studying the alien cube they had discovered in the asteroid belt. Its energy pulses were now stable, and small tests suggested it could power equipment far beyond Earth's current capabilities. We could build a new engine with this, Jax said, his fingers brushing the smooth surface of the cube. Faster ships, more power. We'd be ready for almost anything. Lena frowned. Almost anything? We don't even know what's coming. We could be in over our heads. But humans had a way of thriving in impossible situations. Their minds were clever, their courage unmeasured. And soon, the test would come. The first alien scout ships made their presence known not through attack, but through disruption. Satellites flickered, communication signals were jammed, and radar readings went wild. Military bases on Earth went on alert. Fighter jets scrambled, though they were entirely outmatched by the alien technology. Unknown ships approaching, the commander said, voice tight with tension. They're faster than anything we've ever seen. The counselors of Earth's planetary defense argued over what to do. Diplomacy? Retreat or fight? Fight, Lena said suddenly, standing in the control room of a small orbital station. We don't have the firepower they have, but we do have ingenuity. We can outthink them." Her words were met with silence. Then a young technician spoke up. "Outthink them? They're advanced fleets. They can destroy us in seconds." "And that's exactly why we'll do it differently," Lena replied. "They expect brute force. We'll give them unpredictability." That night, humans on Earth witnessed the first true engagement. The alien fleet sent a probe vessel toward the surface, a ship designed to test defenses, gather data, and, if necessary, eliminate resistance. The probe moved with terrifying precision, faster than any Earth fighter could respond. But humans had a secret: their improvisation. Using the alien cube as a power source, Lena and Jax rigged a small interceptor ship with experimental engines. The ship was fragile, its weapons rudimentary, but it could move in patterns no alien AI could anticipate. As the probe descended, Lena's ship darted between orbital debris, moving in jagged, unpredictable paths. The alien vessel fired energy pulses, but they missed. Lena realized the key wasn't speed, it was thinking differently. The humans were improvising in real time, reacting in ways the alien algorithms couldn't calculate. "Keep moving," Jack shouted, dodging another pulse. "They're trying to predict us." "I know," Lena yelled back. "We'll make them guess and guess wrong." With a sudden burst, Lena's ship rammed a large asteroid, sending it hurtling toward the probe. The alien vessel tried to avoid it, but humans had calculated its path in a way no AI could anticipate. The probe was damaged, forced to retreat. From orbit, scientists and military observers on Earth watched in disbelief. The humans had survived, and not just survived. They had won the first encounter using brains, courage, and improvisation instead of raw power. Word of the battle spread quickly. For the first time, humans were no longer just another species on a small planet. They were unpredictable, resilient, and daring. Back at the alien fleet, the counselors and commanders were stunned. "How did they?" one whispered. "They shouldn't be able to do this, they're primitive." Yet the humans had shown something every advanced species underestimated: the ability to adapt, to improvise, to fight outside of logic. And that ability could not be measured by sensors or simulations. On Earth, Lena and Jax returned to the asteroid cube. "This is only the beginning," Lena said. "We've survived one probe. The galaxy doesn't know what's coming. But we've learned something important. Humans are dangerous because we never play by the rules." Jax nodded. "Yeah, we fight smart, not strong. And it works." Over the next few weeks, humans on Earth began preparing for the inevitable next encounter. Engineers used the cube to improve engines, power shields, and create advanced communications. Scientists studied alien tactics and found ways to exploit them. Military leaders trained civilians to assist in defensive operations, turning every person into a small part of the planet's new strategy. And then it happened. The alien fleet returned, this time with a larger contingent. It wasn't just a probe. It was a warning. A show of force meant to intimidate humanity into submission. But humans had already learned the first lesson. Fear could be turned into strategy. Instead of retreating, they spread decoy signals, launched improvised drones, and used natural phenomena, asteroids, weather patterns, and even the unpredictability of human behavior, to create chaos in the enemy's calculations. In the skies above major cities, humans flew small interceptors, dodging massive alien ships in ways that seemed reckless, but were perfectly calculated by human intuition. They improvised traps, ambushes, and diversions, forcing the alien fleet to expend energy and resources on unpredictable threats. On the ground, humans coordinated communications using secure networks powered by the cube. Every move the aliens made was anticipated, not through brute strength but through clever, flexible strategies that no advanced AI could predict. One alien commander finally spoke, voice tense and unsteady. "Their unpredictability, it's unnatural. They should not be capable of this." Meanwhile, Lena directed a small squadron from orbit. "Remember, they think they're testing us," she said. "They don't realize we're learning from every encounter. Each mistake they make, we turn into an advantage." Hours later, the alien fleet withdrew, not defeated in combat but forced to reconsider. Humans had proven that while they lacked raw power, they were a species that could adapt, survive, and even outsmart those far more advanced. On Earth, celebrations were quiet but heartfelt. Humans didn't just survive, They had demonstrated a new kind of strength. The world watched in awe as Lena and Jax explained how improvisation, courage, and intelligence had turned a hopeless situation into a victory. "It's not our weapons," Lena said. "It's us. Humans are dangerous because we think differently, we act unpredictably, and we never give up." That's what no one in the galaxy expected. And in the deep reaches of space, alien counselors argued over what they had just witnessed. Some suggested ignoring humans further. Too strange, too small to matter. Others began to realize that the species they had dismissed as weak might one day change the balance of the galaxy. Earth, the backwater planet, had survived its first real test. But the humans themselves felt a stirring inside, a sense that this was just the beginning. They had glimpsed their potential, and it was far greater than anyone, human or alien, had imagined. Lena looked out from the orbital station, watching the stars. "The galaxy thinks we're weak," she said softly to Jax. "They don't know us yet." Jax smiled. "Let them learn slowly. By the time they understand, it'll be too late." For the first time, humanity realized they were not just surviving, they were evolving. Their ingenuity, courage, and adaptability were shaping them into a force that could challenge the galaxy's most advanced civilizations. And far above, hidden in the void, the alien scouts returned to report. Their message was simple, filled with unease and respect. "Humans, they are unpredictable. They are dangerous. They should not be underestimated." A quiet truth settled over Earth. The galaxy's opinion no longer mattered. Humanity had found its first real strength, and that strength was something no alien could take away. Their will to survive, to adapt, and to rise above every expectation. And somewhere, deep inside the asteroid cube, a silent pulse echoed, almost like approval. It seemed to recognize what humans had done, and perhaps it was preparing them for what was to come. Earth had faced its first challenge, and survived. But the galaxy was watching now, and the humans were learning that being underestimated could be their greatest weapon of all. After the first challenge, humans no longer saw themselves as just a fragile species on a quiet blue planet. They had survived a test no one expected them to pass. Now humanity began to understand something extraordinary. Their greatest weapon was not size, speed, or firepower. It was their mind, their creativity, and their adaptability. In the orbital research station above Earth, Lena and Jax worked tirelessly. The alien cube, now fully stabilized, pulsed steadily as if acknowledging their progress. Every day brought new discoveries. Humans reverse-engineered parts of its technology, creating power sources, engines, and devices far beyond what Earth had ever known. "We're not just defending ourselves anymore," Lena said to Jax one morning. "We're learning. We're improving. Soon we can do things that even the most advanced civilizations might find surprising." Jax nodded, watching a holographic display of the newly designed interceptor ships. "It's amazing how fast humans adapt. Every obstacle teaches us something new. That's our edge." And the galaxy was starting to notice. The first whispers came from nearby systems. Traders, explorers, and scouts reported strange patterns. Humans outmaneuvering alien ships, improvising solutions, and using technology in ways no one had predicted. Soon, larger civilizations could no longer ignore the stories. In one distant sector, an alien commander named Rincor observed humans through a hidden surveillance array. "They shouldn't be able to do this," he muttered. His eyes widened as he watched a small human vessel dodge a patrol ship by weaving through an asteroid field. "They are not strong. They are not fast. But their unpredictability, it is unlike anything we've ever seen." Meanwhile, on Earth, humanity began to venture further into space. Small exploratory missions tested human ingenuity and courage. One crew traveled to the edges of the solar system, navigating dangerous asteroid fields and solar flares, while using the cube's energy to power shields and engines. Every mission returned with new discoveries. Humans learned to combine alien technology with their own, creating hybrid tools and devices. They did not follow rigid rules like other civilizations. They improvised, adapted, and even took risks that would seem reckless to aliens. Yet it worked, and it worked brilliantly. In orbit above a gas giant, a human crew tested a new propulsion system derived from the cube. The ship darted around the planet's rings, dodging massive ice chunks with incredible precision. Alien observers watched in disbelief. How can such a fragile species move so unpredictably? one whispered. On Earth, the governments realized the cube was more than a tool. It was a key to humanity's survival and potential. They formed a unified coalition, bringing together engineers, scientists, and strategists to plan not just defense, but expansion. Humanity had learned that survival depended on innovation, courage, and cooperation. Lena stood before a group of young pilots. "You are not just flying ships," she told them. "You are proving something the galaxy has forgotten, that intelligence, courage, and unpredictability can change everything. No one expects humans to succeed, but that is exactly why we will." The first real test of this new human edge came unexpectedly. A neighboring star system, home to a neutral civilization, reported a massive threat. A rogue alien warship, out of control, attacking settlements indiscriminately. The rogue ship was far superior to anything humans had ever faced, yet it was not targeting Earth. Yet. The Galactic Council debated what to do. Some wanted to send fleets to stop the rogue ship, but others were cautious, fearing a trap. Humans, however, saw an opportunity. It was their first chance to show the galaxy what they could do, not with sheer force, but with cleverness, courage, and cooperation. A human-led expedition left Earth orbit, small but highly agile. Lena and Jax commanded the fleet, their ships enhanced by cube-powered engines and shields. They coordinated with neutral allies through encrypted channels, designing a plan that relied on deception, speed, and ingenuity rather than brute strength. As the rogue warship approached, humans executed their plan. Small drones created holographic duplicates of their fleet, confusing the enemy's sensors. Human ships moved unpredictably, using asteroid fields, gravitational slingshots, and solar flares to mask their positions. Every move was unexpected, and the rogue warship struggled to adjust. "We can't hit it directly," Jax shouted over the comms, "but we can lead it where we want." "Exactly," Lena replied. "We fight smart, not strong. Watch and learn, humans." The rogue ship followed the bait, drawn toward a massive asteroid cluster. Human pilots maneuvered with extraordinary precision, leading the warship into a trap. Using cube-powered energy pulses, they disabled its engines without destroying it. A humane tactic that demonstrated strategy and intelligence. The galaxy watched in awe. Humans had faced an enemy that no other civilization could stop easily, and they had done it not by firepower, but by thinking differently. News of the operation spread quickly. Across the galaxy, whispers turned into discussions, and discussions turned into debates. "Humans are dangerous," one alien leader said quietly. "Not because they are strong, but because they are clever in ways we cannot predict." On Earth, celebrations were more subdued. Humans understood that victory was only possible because of their cooperation, courage, and creativity. Lena looked out at the stars, thinking about the future. "This is just the beginning," she said softly. "We've shown the galaxy that humans have an edge. Now we have to learn how to use it wisely." Jack smiled. "And we will. Humans always do." In the months that followed, Earth became a hub of innovation. Scientists reverse-engineered alien devices. Pilots trained in unpredictable combat tactics, and strategists studied every encounter for lessons. Humans learned to combine alien technology with their own ingenuity, creating ships, tools, and weapons that were small but extremely effective. For the first time, the galaxy began to take notice. Other civilizations sent envoys, some cautiously friendly, others wary and suspicious. The humans received them with a mixture of diplomacy and quiet confidence. They had proven themselves capable, but more importantly, they had shown that human thinking could not be predicted or controlled. Even alien scholars began studying humans, trying to understand the species that had survived tests no one else could. Their conclusion was always the same. Humans were fragile, weak, and small, but their minds were dangerous. Lena stood on the observation deck of the orbital station one evening, watching the stars stretch into infinity. "Do you think they'll ever really understand us?" Jax asked, standing beside her. "No," Lena said with a smile, "and that's exactly why we have an edge. We don't follow their rules. We don't think like them. And as long as we keep learning, the galaxy will always be surprised." Somewhere deep in space, the alien counselors who had once dismissed Earth whispered among themselves. "They are not strong," one said. "But they are something else entirely. We cannot predict them. We cannot control them. We may have underestimated them." Back on Earth, the humans continued their work. Every day brought new challenges, but every challenge brought new discoveries. Their courage, adaptability, and cleverness grew stronger with every success and failure, and the cube pulsed steadily, as if acknowledging the progress humans had made. It had chosen them, not because they were the strongest, but because they were capable of understanding, adapting, and growing in ways no other species could. Earth was no longer just a backwater planet. Humans were no longer just survivors. They were becoming a species the galaxy would have to reckon with, unpredictable, clever, and unstoppable when united. Lena looked at the stars and whispered, almost to herself, "They think they've seen what humans can do, but they haven't seen anything yet." And far across the galaxy, alien eyes watched carefully, for the first time filled not with dismissive curiosity, but a hint of caution and maybe even respect. The humans had found their edge, and the galaxy was about to learn just how dangerous a species can be when it refuses to be underestimated. The galaxy was changing, and humans were at the center of that change. No longer dismissed as weak or inconsequential, Earth species had proven time and again that intelligence, courage, and unpredictability could overcome even the most advanced forces. But the next challenge was far greater than anything humans had faced so far. A massive signal appeared on the edge of human-controlled space. Sensors detected a colossal alien weapon, a rogue artificial intelligence designed to control entire star systems. It was moving rapidly, and its path was indiscriminate. Whole planets could be destroyed in hours. Even the largest fleets in the galaxy feared its power. In Earth's orbital command center, Lena and Jack studied the readings. "This isn't just a threat to humans," Lena said. "It could destroy billions across the galaxy. Every civilization is at risk." Jack swallowed hard. "We don't have the firepower to fight something like this head-on." "Then we don't fight it head-on," Lena replied. "We fight smart." Humans quickly mobilized. Using the knowledge gained from the alien cube, they reverse-engineered devices to enhance communication, shields, and propulsion. Small squadrons were outfitted with experimental weapons that could disable parts of the AI systems without confronting it directly. Every decision, every maneuver relied not on strength but on human ingenuity. Allies began to emerge. Neutral civilizations, once cautious or dismissive of humans, offered support: ships, intelligence, and tactical guidance. Even some previously hostile species agreed to cooperate, recognizing that humans were uniquely capable of solving a problem no one else could. "Humans lead," one alien diplomat admitted reluctantly. "They see solutions others cannot. Perhaps they are the only ones who can stop this." As the rogue AI approached the first inhabited star system, humans implemented a daring plan. Lena coordinated fleets from multiple species, but the real advantage lay in human unpredictability. Pilots navigated asteroid fields, slingshotting around suns and using natural hazards to their benefit. Engineers created jamming fields to confuse the AI's sensors, while strategists anticipated its movements using unconventional tactics that no algorithm could predict. The battle began. The AI unleashed devastating energy beams and automated warships, but humans moved differently than anyone expected. Instead of fighting directly, they used misdirection, improvisation, and rapid adaptation. Every time the AI predicted one move, humans executed another. Every trap it set was turned into an opportunity. Lena's squadron led a small fleet through the heart of a meteor storm, drawing the AI's ships into a confined path. There, human engineers detonated cube-powered energy nodes that disrupted the AI's control systems, temporarily disabling part of its fleet. Jax piloted a small interceptor ship, weaving unpredictably between debris and enemy drones. "They're trying to calculate us," he shouted. "Let's make them fail." "Exactly," Lena replied over the comms. "Keep moving, keep thinking differently, and we win." The rogue AI adapted quickly, but humans adapted faster. Small teams carried out precision strikes, disabling critical components without risking entire fleets. Every move was calculated, yet unpredictable. What seemed reckless to alien observers was actually brilliant strategy in action. Hours passed. The galaxy watched, stunned, as a species once considered weak outmaneuvered a machine designed to be unstoppable. Human crews coordinated flawlessly, anticipating each other's actions and improvising in real time. Their ingenuity was the key to survival. Finally, Lena saw an opening. "We can disable the core," she said. "But it's risky. One wrong move." "We don't have a choice," Jack said. "Let's do it." A small strike team, including Lena and Jax, raced toward the AI's central control ship. Using cube-powered energy pulses, they bypassed defenses, infiltrated the core systems, and executed a precise overload. The AI's network shuddered, its weapons faltered, and then silence. The rogue intelligence was neutralized. The galaxy erupted in disbelief and admiration. A species once underestimated had saved billions of lives, not with overwhelming strength, but with courage, creativity, and the willingness to take risks no one else would. Back on Earth, humans celebrated quietly but with pride. They had not only survived, but they had led a galaxy-wide effort that no other species could have managed. Lena looked out from the observation deck at the blue planet below. "This is what humans can do," she said softly. "We're not the strongest. We're not the fastest, but we think differently, and that makes us unstoppable." Jack smiled, watching the stars. "The galaxy thinks it knows everything, but we've shown them they were wrong." Alien diplomats approached cautiously, offering alliances and support. The message was clear. Humans were now recognized as a major force in the galaxy. Not just survivors, but leaders, innovators, and strategists. Even former skeptics had to admit it. Humans were dangerous, not because of firepower, but because they were unpredictable, adaptable, and brave. They had something no other species could replicate: the ability to learn, improvise, and act boldly under pressure. On Earth, humanity reflected on the victory. Scientists, engineers, and strategists worked together, knowing that this was only the beginning. They had learned that survival required not only courage, but also cooperation, creativity, and the constant drive to improve. Lena stood with Jax, watching fleets of human and allied ships return from the battle. "We've changed the galaxy," she said quietly. "It will never see humans the same way again," Jax nodded. "And it won't just see us differently. It will respect us, maybe even fear us. But most importantly, it will know that humans cannot be underestimated." The cube pulsed gently as if acknowledging their success. It had guided humanity to this moment, teaching them that strength was not always measured in firepower, but in intelligence, courage, and unity. From the observation deck, Lena and Jax watched Earth turn slowly beneath them, bathed in the soft glow of its sun. They had faced the impossible, led a galaxy-wide alliance, and emerged victorious. The galaxy had changed, and humans had changed with it. Earth was no longer a backwater planet. Humans were no longer underestimated. The next steps were clear: continue exploring, continue learning, and continue proving that humans were capable of greatness that no one had predicted. But even as humans celebrated, alien eyes still watched from the far reaches of space. They had witnessed the rise of a species that refused to follow the expected path. A species whose ingenuity and courage had turned the tide against overwhelming odds. "Humans," one alien counselor whispered to another, "they are unlike anything we imagined. We must be careful. They may not be the strongest, but they are unstoppable in ways we cannot predict." And on Earth, Lena and Jax prepared for the future. They knew the galaxy would test them again. New challenges would arise, stronger enemies would appear, and the stakes would grow higher. But humanity had learned its greatest lesson. They were capable of rising above any threat, not through brute force, but through creativity, courage, and the unbreakable will to survive. And the galaxy, whether it admitted it or not, would never again see humans as a weak, backwater species. Humans had found their place among the stars, and from this moment on, they would shape the destiny of the galaxy itself. The galaxy had changed. Once, humans were dismissed as a weak backwater species. Once, they were ignored, underestimated, and overlooked. Now, after countless trials, battles, and daring feats of ingenuity, the truth was clear. Humans were extraordinary. On Earth, life continued, but it was no longer ordinary. Cities buzzed with new energy as scientists and engineers integrated alien technology with human innovation. Orbital stations expanded, powered by cube-derived energy, while fleets of small but highly advanced ships patrolled the skies. Humanity had become a force to be reckoned with, not through sheer firepower, but through creativity, courage, and unity. Lena stood on the observation deck of the largest orbital station, looking at Earth from above. She could see the glow of cities, the slow rotation of the planet, and beyond that the stars. Stars that were no longer symbols of isolation but gateways to opportunity. Jax joined her, carrying a report from the fleet. "Allies are sending delegations," he said. Some cautiously friendly, others hesitant. "They all want to understand humans." Lena smiled. "They'll learn soon enough. Not by words, but by watching what we do. Humans don't follow rules, they make new ones. And when the galaxy learns that, there's no going back." The first signs of full recognition came subtly. Traders, explorers, and diplomats began to visit Earth openly. They marveled at human improvisation and the strange hybrid technology humans had developed. Alien scientists studied human problem-solving methods, trying and failing to anticipate the species' next moves. A delegation from the Virelia Council arrived for the first time, without suspicion or fear. They had come to learn, not to judge. In a massive conference hall, the alien leaders watched as humans explained the development of cube-powered engines, shield systems, and fleet coordination techniques. One alien leader, tall and covered in shimmering scales, finally spoke. "We underestimated you," she said. "Humans are not weak. You are extraordinary. Your ability to adapt, to think, and to act under pressure is unlike any other species we have encountered." Lena nodded. "We never set out to prove ourselves," she replied. "We just survived. And when we survived, we learned something. Being underestimated can be an advantage if you know how to use it." Across the galaxy, the ripple effects of humanity's rise were visible. Neutral planets sought human aid in disputes not because humans had the largest fleets, but because humans solved problems creatively and fairly. Formerly hostile species reconsidered their stance, knowing that human ingenuity made them unpredictable and powerful allies or dangerous enemies, even rival civilizations. The ones that had once sent fleets to test or intimidate Earth now approached cautiously. Some had tried to dismiss humans after earlier encounters, but repeated demonstrations of human creativity, courage, and strategic thinking left no doubt. Humans were a force unlike any other. Jax looked at Lena as they observed a map of human-controlled and allied systems. "It's incredible," he said. "We started on a tiny planet barely noticed by anyone, and now we're shaping the galaxy." "Not shaping it with power," Lena replied. "With ideas. With courage. With willingness to act when others hesitate. That's the real strength of humans." The turning point came when a major crisis struck. A rogue alien faction attempted to destabilize several star systems, using advanced weapons that could have destroyed entire planets. Other civilizations hesitated, afraid of provoking a galactic war. But humans acted. Fleet after fleet coordinated under human leadership, combining conventional and cube-enhanced technology. Strategies were bold, innovative, and unpredictable. Humans leveraged terrain, natural phenomena, and even psychology in ways alien commanders had never imagined. The result was decisive. The rogue faction was neutralized with minimal loss of life. Planets were saved, and the galaxy witnessed the first true demonstration of human leadership on a galactic scale. News traveled faster than any fleet. Across star systems, aliens began to speak of humans differently, not as weak or unpredictable, but as capable, resourceful, and wise. Humans were not just survivors. They were leaders. They had earned a reputation that no one could ignore. Back on Earth, Lena and Jax walked through the bustling streets of a city powered by cube technology. Flying vehicles zipped past, and holographic displays projected information from distant star systems. People smiled, worked, and learned together. Humanity was thriving. "They respect us now," Jax said quietly. "Not just fear, but respect." "Respect and awareness," Lena replied. "They know humans can't be counted out. That changes everything. Every encounter, every challenge, every choice we make from here on out will matter. And we'll be ready." The alien cube, now fully integrated into human technology, pulsed faintly as if acknowledging their progress. It had chosen humans not for strength but for potential. It had guided them to discover their unique edge: adaptability, creativity, and courage in the face of impossible odds. In the weeks that followed, humans continued to expand into nearby systems. They formed alliances, mediated disputes, and shared knowledge. Their unpredictability remained a hallmark. Aliens never quite knew what humans would do next, and that unpredictability, combined with skill and ingenuity, gave humans a psychological advantage over even the most confident adversaries. In a ceremonial gathering on Earth, delegates from dozens of civilizations assembled to recognize humanity's contributions to galactic peace and stability. Lena and Jack stood at the podium addressing the crowd. Humans were once underestimated, Lena began. We were dismissed as weak, slow, and unremarkable. But we survived. We learned. We adapted. And in doing so, we discovered something important. The greatest strength does not always come from power alone. It comes from courage, creativity, and unity. These are human qualities, and they are now known across the galaxy. The delegates listened in awe. Some nodded in agreement, others looked amazed. But all understood the message. Humans had arrived, and the galaxy could not ignore them. After the ceremony, Jax whispered to Lena, "Do you think they'll ever stop underestimating us?" She smiled. Maybe some will try, but by the time they learn, it'll be too late. Humans don't just survive. We grow, we lead, and we always find a way to rise above what anyone expects. From orbit, Earth shone like a jewel in the void. A planet once forgotten, now recognized as the birthplace of a species capable of shaping the galaxy. Humans had come a long way from simple miners, engineers, and explorers. They had become leaders, innovators, and protectors of countless worlds. And far across the galaxy, alien eyes watched, not with disdain, but with respect and a little fear. They had underestimated humans for too long. They had assumed Earth was irrelevant. But now everyone knew the truth. Humans were exceptional. Humans were unpredictable. Humans were unstoppable when united. The galaxy had learned a lesson it would never forget. On Earth, Lena and Jack stood on a hill overlooking a city illuminated by the setting sun. Children played, adults worked, and ships flew silently above, carrying humans toward new frontiers. Lena took a deep breath. "It's amazing, isn't it?" she said. "We started as a backwater planet, and now we define what it means to survive, to lead, to thrive." Jax grinned. "And we're just getting started." As night fell, the stars above twinkled with promise. Humans had proven themselves. The galaxy had recognized their strength, not in weapons, not in size, but in heart, mind, and courage. Earth was no longer a forgotten world. Humans were no longer underestimated. They were now a beacon of possibility, a symbol of ingenuity and resilience, and a force that would shape the destiny of the stars for generations to come. The cube pulsed softly, a silent testament to the journey humanity had undertaken, from survival to triumph, from obscurity to greatness, and humanity, united and unbroken, looked to the stars with a single thought. The galaxy had finally learned the truth. Humans were not just another species. Humans were exceptional, and nothing would ever make the galaxy forget it.